Congratulations! This is the time that you've decided to go pro with your pet photography business. Yay! But you might be realizing it can be a little bit overwhelming, all the different tasks that you need to do to kind of get yourself launched. Well, today I'm going to go into my 10 steps for starting a business. These are the must-have. These are the things you need to do that you can actually get done in 3 months or less. Okay? So if this is something that's really been on your mind, I'm going to simplify it here. And I'm going to give this to you as a PDF as well. So take a look at the link in the description of this video. I have a cool bingo card that you can keep track of every one of the steps and count your wins like we talk about, and a list that I'm going to go over in the video today. So Monique here of Silver Paw Studio and founder of Pro Pet Photog, and I have this year been a pro for 10 years here in Colorado. Wow! And I just love sharing all kinds of pet photography and portrait photography tips and insights for the craft and the business. And this today is a business one because I think this part of it kind of trips us up. Perhaps you've been a volunteer for a long time, or you've just realized now is the time that you want to start your pet photography business. But what are the things that you need to just check off the list and you can start booking clients? And that's the whole thing. I don't want you to take forever to get through these 10 steps. So start off with these steps, mark them off, and know that some of them will need a little bit more in-depth work. Some will be ongoing processes. Some are going to be things that you look at once a year, and some things are one and done. And so keep that in mind as we go through all of these steps. Oh, and also this is going to be fun. It'll have some alliteration because I love alliteration. Okay. Plan. Number 1, plan. And if you're watching this video, you're doing that, okay? You're planning things. Now this is, gosh, what should my studio name be? My business name. Who am I serving? Who's my client? What is your style? Some of this you might already have, so you can check that off on your bingo card now. But this is all things that I don't want you to overthink too much. And I've heard this from people, they get stuck in the what should I even name my business phase for months. Pick something and go forward. I've had 3 names for my business over the years, and I've just changed it legally to a DBA, a doing business as, and it's been Silver Paw Studio now for the past 10 years. So that's the one I landed on after a couple of them that didn't work out or didn't vibe with me. Number 2, now that you've got some of that figured out, you can go on to prep. Now, this is all the legal, the back end stuff. This one's can feel daunting, but once you're done, you're done. So that is the awesome part about step 2. This is when you're going to go to your legal entities wherever you live, and you're going to get whatever legalities out of the way. Maybe you need a business license. Maybe you need a trade name. Maybe you need a sales tax license or EIN. Look into all of the legalities and spend the time to do that. Now this, in the United States, we have the SBA, the Small Business Administration, and they have little satellite offices everywhere. So in my area, we have the Loveland Business Development Council and the Fort Collins Business Development Council, and they're all part of SBA and SBDC, the Small Business Development Council. I know that's a lot of acronyms, but if you just look up these type of entities in your town, chances are they're there, and they're free. So in the US, the government wants to, I guess, support small business. So this is all kinds of resources you have. And oftentimes those local offices will have other pros in your area that will just help you through this for free. All of these steps actually. So get your legal part going. So once you get your name, then you can get your bank account. So once you're all legal, you can get a business bank account. I absolutely recommend you do this. Many, many years ago, I had just a portrait photography business in another state, and it was part-time, so I never took the time to put it through its own thing. And what happened was I had a problem with my personal account. There was some fraud that happened and it shut down everything. So I couldn't access my business account or my personal account because it's all under one. And I tell you, I went immediately and opened a business account after that. That was many years ago. I don't want you to have to suffer that either. So get some kind of business bank account. And this is also when you can get your point of sale. So if you're going to take the little square payments for credit cards, then you're all set up for that. Very easy. So that's kind of those things that are one and done. Isn't that awesome? Number 3 is productivity. And this is something as beginners, you may not know quite where this is going to happen and how this is going to actually play out. We talked about this in the Community Center membership last year. If you're a Community Center member, you can go back and watch that class from last year. That one, we particularly went through our client workflow and each step that we go through when we set up a session. But there's workflows. So productivity is your workflows, your systems, your email templates. You will find that you're writing the same email over and over, like a session confirmation email. I'm so happy to see you and Fluffy on Saturday, And it's going to be the same email every time. Maybe it'll have some tips or directions to where you're going to meet. So those are some of the things in the step 3, the productivity. This is also where you can get a jump start and get a CRM, client relations management system. I now use 17 Hats. I used to use Honeybooks. I think I had something before that. There's a bunch out there for us photographers. There really is. And this could kickstart you into being productive right away and having a template for systems and emails and workflows. And I know that sounds overwhelming now, but if you can get on board, you will be so much more organized, especially if you're working some kind of full-time job and this is part-time for you. I definitely, even if you don't use a CRM, set up like a Google sheet or a Google folder of sheets and documents that you can refer to all the time. I used to do that too. I actually have a product on propetphotog.com that is all of my email templates. And it's just a Google, you can cut and paste from a Google Doc. I did that for a long time before I had a CRM. But if you have a little extra time, I would definitely look into getting that and getting organized from the get-go, because it's terrifying actually, when you get that first call or email like, hey, I heard about you and I want to book a session, what next? And you're going, I don't know. Know what you're going to do next. This is one of those steps that you're going to write down how you think it's going to go. And then after a few sessions, you can tweak it. You can say, okay, well, I didn't need this step, or I should add this step. So have something, just a little something that you follow every single time. Number 4 is presence. And this is where you're going to have a presence online. You got to get that website. You got to have a website. I do not think a business is legit unless they have their own website. This could start out as a one-page website, but you have to have a website that shows that you're legit. And that is a landing place for everything that you want your clients to know about you. And you own that. If you run your business completely off of like Facebook, those algorithms change constantly. And you don't own any of that. So yes, it's good to have that, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but you absolutely have to control your messaging and control all of that, what your people see with your website. And eventually you're going to pay for ads that get to your website. There's a lot of things that you need to know, but you can get a simple Squarespace website. Yeah, you can get a Wix website. Just start something somewhere and then you can build off of it. I have changed up my Silverpaw Studio website probably 3 times over 10 years, like major overhauls. I personally have a custom website, and I will link Therese Copawoda at Social Media Hound in the description of this video if you're ready to just jump in and do a custom site. But really there's things like Squarespace that you could just plug and play templates, just get a website. Can you get my, I'm passionate about this. All right. But besides that, for your presence, do grab all the socials. Even if you're not going to put anything on them, grab those names, especially the main ones. Facebook business page. Okay. Instagram business page, any other socials that you think you're going to want. Grab them in your business name, just so no one else can have them later and get confused with you. You'll want to get an email with your name. It looks terrible to have silverpawstudio@gmail.com. So when you set up your website, get that email that's Monique@silverpawstudio.com. Much more professional, and there's so much you can do. Start pre-writing blog posts. And these really start off as frequently asked questions, FAQs, how to work with you, where you're at, what your experience is, what happens at a session. Like, I could come up with a whole bunch of blog topics for you. I have a Phreebie PDF on ProPet Photog for that too. Like never-ending blog post and content topic ideas. But start pre-writing those, especially again if you have time. Even write a list of the blog posts you're going to write. That's your presence. That is how the Google bots are going to go find you and refer people to you. Number 5 is prices and products. This is a biggie. Oh my goodness. And you could really, really overthink this. I know that. I know that. And this is something you need to re-look at every single year and kind of assess. Prices and products, though, don't just go out and 4x prices. Please don't do that. There is a free pricing calculator on the Pet Photographers Club, and you should be able just to Google that. I think I have a link for it in the description of this video as well. A lot of resources down there for you. There is a calculator. You put in everything, all your expenses, how much you'd like to make, how much the products are, and it'll tell you how much your session should be. And again, last year we went over this in the community center membership, and I have another spreadsheet that you can put pricing in too. It's just a different format than the Pet Photographers Club one. So that's something you can look into if you're a member there too. But what you want to do is look at some pro labs in your area. I, in the US, use White House Custom Color. There's H&H Color Labs. There's Miller Labs. Gosh, I'm blanking, but there's a lot of really, really good labs out there. They're all good. Get your sample images, choose one, and then start your pricing structure from there. And I usually recommend just get some basic pricing in there. So you have maybe a few different sizes and a couple of different finishes. Maybe you're going to have framed and canvas. Very different look and feel for people's homes. And then you can add to that as you find out what people in your area really want. Maybe they want a bamboo block. Maybe you have high-end acrylic blocks or digitals or hand painted. There's all kinds of ways you can go, but don't get too crazy. Put some standard sizes in. Put some basic beginning prices in. And even if you have to tell your first few clients, this is my beginning price list, it will change in 6 months, at least you can open your doors. So prices and products, get those figured out, because what's going to happen is that you will skip that because it's overwhelming. And then as soon as you get that first client, they'll be like, okay, well, how much is an album? Or how much is this canvas? And you'll be like, I don't know. And then you'll just say whatever number pops into your head, whether it's profitable or not. This is a business. You need to make money. So that is an extremely important step. There's a lot of resources out there for you. Number 6 is portfolio. Now you're ready to do some model call sessions. This is when you either do free or reduced photo sessions. Now you determine how those sessions go. You determine the date, the location, the length, the look. You determine all that because they're getting this for a steep discount or for free, however you do that. But always, always show your model call people that these are your prices, but this is the deal they're going to get, and then probably restrict it. Only do so many of those, maybe 10 of them. And then, okay, a pro tip for you. When you do these portfolio projects, don't just use your friends and family. Find prominent members of community that are in your same circles. For instance, maybe there's a large pet supply store. Go to the owner of that store and ask to photograph their pets for free. Then you could actually, once you get the money for it or budget for it, get a sample, put it up in their store, and then they can tell everybody in the store about this great experience. Find someone in your community like that. If you know someone who just knows all the dog people around and you're a dog photographer, they do all kinds of outreach and fostering and all kinds of things. Number one, maybe this could be a cool thing for them to say thank you, but also they're going to tell everybody. They know all of the dog people in town. So be strategic with your model calls and your portfolio building. And this is what's going to populate all of your social media and all of your blog posts. You're going to take a lot of pictures, take some behind the scenes video, another pro tip right there. And yes, you're going to post these a ton because you probably won't have a lot of clients right away. But these first 10, get them done quick. Like don't let it spread out for the whole year. Give them a month or two only to do these. And then that is going to be the bulk of what you post about in the beginning. You're going to post over and over because again, those socials only show to 1 to 2%, 1 to 3% of all your followers. Okay. So this is what's going to build up your portfolio for your website and for all of your socials over and over for the next probably year. And you're going to strategically choose those people. Got it? Okay. All right. Number 7 is people. This kind of goes along with the previous one. Get in contact with as many people as you possibly can and let them know I'm open or I'm about to open. It is okay to say coming soon, just like movies do. Okay? So get in touch with people. You can go to networking events. At my shelter, I am a BizPaw member, so I donate a few dollars a month, and I'm a BizPaw member. And so 2 to 4 times a year, I think it is, they have networking events of all their BizPaw members. And so all those businesses come together and talk, and they have all the same thing in common. The SBA that I talked about, they often have mixers. Maybe it's a coffee and connections, and those don't cost anything typically, all the way up to the big networking type groups. All kinds of networking opportunities out for you too. And then you can go to events as well. If you have your t-shirt, a t-shirt or, a jacket or something with your name on it, wander around a dog or a pet friendly event, ask to put flyers at places. You want to get people involved in your community. This is also where your volunteering comes in handy. So a lot of us start off volunteering for the shelters and rescue groups and foster organizations. You can put your watermark on those photos that you donate. Yes, they're okay with that. Most of the time, they're totally okay with that. And that is another way to build your portfolio, by the way, too, is get in touch. Do as much of these organizations as you possibly can. So your volunteer work, do any presentations. If you feel like, oh, hey, I can do a class on my top 3 tips for cell phone photography, or maybe I can teach fosters how to take better pictures of their baby kittens. Teach something is another way that doesn't cost you anything except for maybe a Saturday afternoon. Another way to involve people is coaching and classes. So for me, I've got all kinds of coaching options here at Pro Pet Photog, and you can do one-to-one coaching with me, VIP days, and I've mentioned a couple of times the community center membership. So that's another way to get people involved in your life. There are masterminds out there too. There's a lot of ways to get people on your side. You want to have cheerleaders. Number 8 is promos. And this is where you're going to do the coming soon promotion. Canva's your friend, people. Oh my goodness. The free Canva program is so awesome. It'll have some of these even pre-made for you. If you open up a blank document and type in coming soon, it'll have little graphics that say coming soon. That's all you have to do. Put that on your socials, put it on your website, let people know this is your coming soon. So there could be a promo attached to that. Maybe this is where you ask for models if you haven't filled your model call bucket yet with the people you've personally reached out to. This could be a grand opening. This is where you go out and give massive amount of gift certificates to all the different galas going on. And, for a lot of places, we have a gala season, like the spring and the fall, where a lot of fundraisers happen and they all want gift certificates. So get your gift certificate out there. Yes, you're going to have to give away your session for free and probably a product or a product credit, but that's a client you wouldn't have had anyway. So it's either 0 or something. So in the first year, you just really need to saturate everywhere with what you're doing. So gift certificates are an awesome way to do that. And think outside the box. Yes, of course, you want to give to the animal related ones, but maybe there's something adjacent that you can also give to that you're passionate about. So consider anything outside of just strictly pet related as well. Okay, number nine is promote. Now, 8 was promos, those are your specials. 9 is promote. So this is again, that nonstop on socials, coming soon marketing, advertising potentially. If you have a few extra dollars and you know how to do Facebook or Google ads, go for it. And start an email list. This is where I put it. Start an email list. There are so many great email programs. You cannot legally bulk market to people just using your Gmail. So once you have some kind of a freebie to give them, maybe it's a guide or something that entices them to sign up for your email, it needs to go to an official email company. So MailChimp is free. Constant Contact is one that I've used. Right now I'm using ConvertKit. There's a lot of different email programs, bulk email programs out there. And this is where you're going to write your newsletter. This is where you're going to tell people about different things happening with you. So get yourself an email provider for those types of emails and start doing some email marketing. So this promote is kind of your marketing and advertising. And there's a ton that goes into this. I have a bunch of videos here on the channel. I have a whole bunch of resources for you on Pro Pet Photog. This is ongoing. So promotion. You're just going to do this all the time. So once you have everything set up, you've got your name legal, you've got your bank account, you've got your workflows, something set up, prices and products, you have a portfolio to show people. You've told everyone, you've done a promo. Now you're going to just keep going forever. That let people know you're here. This is your style. This is what you're doing. This is what you're passionate about. Like, I can literally go on and on and on for hours about marketing, but I'm going to stop there because step number 10 needs to happen, and that is persist. There are a lot of ups and downs to owning any kind of business, and I feel like owning a creative business has some extra heart-wrenching, like these are your artistic creations. No one's ever done this creation before, and it can be kind of putting your heart on your sleeve a little bit sometimes. So some of those downs really hit us hard. So just know that persistence pays off. Take breaks, get support, do what it takes. If this is really your passion, it's going to take a little time to get this rolling. It just is. And it's going to take time for your community to find you and know that you're there and trust that you're going to stay there. So just really persist. That's my number 10. So if you want to see all these, again, I have a cool little bingo card that you can print out with all of these listed as well. The link for that freebie, free printable, is in the description of this video. I'm so excited that you're starting in on the best job ever of pet photography. And I want to be a cheerleader for you. I want to support you. All kinds of other resources for your journey are listed in the description as well. And you know, stick around this YouTube channel. I have all kinds of things going on here for you as well. All right, that's what I've got for you. The 10 pro steps, and you'll get your business up and going in 3 months. Let me know how it goes, okay? All right, and as always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs.